Hey everyone! Well, Halloween is over. We all had a great time dressing up and watching spooky movies and eating loads and loads of candy, but now it's time to sit back and relax for a little while as we wait for... Wait, no, stop! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it right now! Okay, calm down. I mean, it's nearly a whole month away, whatever wintertime holiday you happen to celebrate. If you're American, you have another holiday in the meantime. Mind, it has not so great origins, and being Native American myself, I do have more than one issue with the whole thing, but that's not the point. The point is the Christmas creep. The moment Halloween is over, or in some places the moment school starts, we're instantly thrown into the deep end of green, red, white, and gold. There's so much peppermint my eyes burn, and gingerbread everywhere you turn. Aisles and aisles of foods and gifts and decorations, with every radio station just ready to start putting on their Christmas covers. And I totally understand it. I adore wintertime and the holidays so much, and you best believe that I'll get ultra festive when the time comes. But really, let autumn breathe. You still have a whole month ahead of you full of wonderful autumn color and flavor. If you'll allow me to be poetic for a bit, September is still green, half summer and half autumn with just the tiniest bit of yellow to preview what's on the way. October is bright and crisp, vibrant orange and red and gold, and just chilly enough for a jacket. November is deeper and cooler, more maroon and burnt sienna, with longer nights and more mellow surroundings. Unless you live where I do, in which case welcome to summer, but the thought is still there. I used to be like that, for sure. November was the Thursday of the year, the one too close to the weekend but not close enough, where nothing ever seems to happen. No one writes songs about Thursdays. But why not? Good things can happen on any day, and any month can be special. Autumn is my favorite season, and it stings a little to always see it cut so short. If you're having trouble thinking of things to tide you over, or seeing why I'm making a whole video about the month, I'll give you some suggestions on little pieces of media I love that put me in the late autumn mood. Over the Garden Wall. This show is wonderfully autumnal. Just look at the backgrounds. Those rich, dark colors, the wind and falling leaves, the increasing cold and shadows all scream November to me. And yes, I do know when it takes place. I've seen it at least 10 times. But that's close enough, don't you think? Besides that, the story is compelling, the writing interesting, and the characters wonderfully charming and bizarre in turns. Wirt, Greg, Beatrice, and their many-named frog friend are excellent guides through the unknown. The Iron Giant. One of my favorite animated films of all time. This movie is a heartbreaker. Oh, absolutely the story is sad, but it's wonderful animation, and the bond between Hogarth and the giant is so sweet, it kills me every time I watch it. It's actually an adaptation of a novel, with some changes here and there, as any adaptation is wont to have, but it's so well done I don't even mind. Brad Bird was the director, and if you're unsure as to who that is, I know you've seen some of his other work. The Incredibles, anyone? Ratatouille? Or maybe even The Simpsons? While it is set in October, Cartoon Network used to play this over and over every Thanksgiving, and I'd much rather watch this than any football game. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This is one of my favorite movies ever, and I really need to thank my mom for introducing me to it. It actually is a Thanksgiving movie, despite me thinking it was a Christmas movie the first time around, considering all the snow. That said, weather can be pretty wild up north, so it's not too much of a stretch. Steve Martin and the late John Candy are hilarious here in an odd couple buddy road trip, hoping to make it home to the Chicago suburbs, thank you John Hughes, just in time for Thanksgiving dinner, with genuine laughs and tears as they go from one mishap to another. Fire-forged friends, acceptance, and family no matter what you go through sure speak Thanksgiving to me. Sigh no more. I know, okay? They're a joke, and people love to hate them. I really like this album, and Babel isn't bad either. Sometimes I'm in a really big Mumford & Sons mood. I feel no shame for that. One of those times is autumn. I only first listened to it in winter, but something about the folk and folk rock kind of music really puts me in a November mood. Is it the banjo? Maybe it is, since I grew up in quasi-Appalachia, and they would totally bring out this kind of music at the fall festival. Night in the Woods. This game is great. The art style is adorable and distinct, reminding me of almost a paper cutout style of 2D animation, and the world is full of animals. Don't let it fool you though. The story is quite serious and, at times, very uncomfortable to go through. May, Greg, Bee, and Angus are likable and relatable, but deeply flawed people with some real trauma. The whole game is set during fall, with one section taking place on Halloween night, but the gradually falling leaves and somber air really reflect the themes of the lost and the dying, themes which are rife throughout the final month of autumn. If you're sensitive to family, school, or job troubles, serious depictions of mental illness, abuse, or death, this game may not be for you. It does get very intense. Just be responsible and use your best judgment, okay? The Graveyard Book. Neil Gaiman is a great author, and this book is just another in a long line of excellent pieces of literature from him. Basically, it's an ersatz The Jungle Book and an English graveyard. Bagheera is a vampire, the wolf pack is a graveyard full of ghosts, and Shere Khan is a man set out and determined to kill our Mowgli, a boy called Bod Owens. Short for nobody, of course. Sure, with all of the supernatural, you could make a case for Halloween, and it could totally work there too. Still, there's something about being caught between worlds, with Bod being surrounded and supported by his strange, though loving, ghostly family. It reminds me of being loved by the people who love you, no matter what your relation happens to be, and of being thankful for your life, whether it be in this realm or the next. Pretty Thanksgiving-like, don't you think? Thanksgiving. This one is pretty American only, so I'm very sorry, but just bear with me here. The food? Delicious, filling and savory, and so much of it you'll be eating for days. I adore cooking, so the whole day leading up to dinner is me helping out in the kitchen. Requisite taste testing included, of course. The laziness? If you don't want to help cook, or even after dinner when you're ready to explode, you can just nap. It's not even a big deal. Just lay down in a cozy spot and sleep, and no one cares because it's a holiday. The parade? You'd better believe I watched the Macy's parade. I know it's corporate and wasteful and overblown, not to mention nowhere near as interesting as it used to be, with corny hosts. I don't care. Musical performances, interestingly designed floats, and hours where I don't have to watch the news? Absolutely. The family? My family is pretty great and like-minded, and it's generally a party whenever we get together. They have new kittens this year, and I'm slowly making friends with them, so that's something I'm looking forward to. Not everyone can have a great, supportive family. Sometimes the holidays are very hard, being with people you couldn't possibly agree with or get along with, people who won't accept you, with awkward questions and everyone walking on eggshells. It's awful, and I hope one day you can have a family, by blood or by choice, that will love and support you. If you don't right now, guess what? I'll be your family for the holidays, not just Thanksgiving. I love you and I'm proud of you. You'll do great things. Just don't give up. Go get him, kid. That really got away from me. It's sincere, but we were talking about November. Oops. Anyway, those are my recommendations to keep you going until December, and maybe even make you a little excited for November in the meantime. If you have some personal autumn favorites, put them in the comments. I don't want to see anyone, and I mean anyone, being disrespectful or rude to someone for their preferences. This is not that kind of place. I'll see you around, friends.